Behind us is the Skoda Kodiaq SEL.
Now this was first seen in 2016. It's based on the Vision S concept and it's Skoda's 7-seater SUV.
The model we have here is just under £36,000, but for that you get a 2-litre TDI engine and 4-wheel drive and 7 seats.
Yeah, and you get a lot more than that as well, don't you? And the range does start at just under 26,000.
There's a range of engines and gearboxes on offer with petrols, diesels, manuals and the DSG.
You can also choose from a range of trims as well, and with that 4x4 capability and the dynamic chassis control, the world is your lobster.
Saying that, I'm going to be looking at the interior, the practicality, the functionality.
I'll be looking at the exterior and the styling.
We'll then both be driving it, and then we'll bring you our verdict on whether or not this is the car for you.
If you like the latest car reviews, automotive news, why not subscribe to the channel?
Also turn on that notification bell to get our latest updates, and also don't forget to give this video a like.
Thank you. The first thing you'll notice about the Skoda Kodiaq is the grille. It's very in keeping with the rest of the Skoda range. You've also got this cladding around the bottom and it gives it just that off-road appearance, and just look at this amazing clamshell bonnet. It just gives it a sporty appearance too. You get full automatic LED headlamps with adaptive lighting system that just helps whilst cornering, LED daytime running lights, parking sensors. There's also quite a bit of safety kit on it too, including multi-collision brake and pedestrian detection. Very clever. Coming to the side of the vehicle, you're immediately met by these 19-inch alloy wheels. They've got a 50 profile tyre. That makes it a bit more comfortable, but still gives it a sporty look too. You've also got the cladding around the outside that just gives it a 4-wheel drive off-roady look. You get power folding heated door mirrors with board spot and the auto dim too. Keyless entry, door protectors and a brolly in the door. There's one on the driver's side and the passenger side too. You've also got a chrome trim that gives you an executive feel. That matches the front grille. And don't worry about adventuring. The doors cover the sills, which means no more muddy trousers. You've also got roof rails and privacy glass. If you've noticed, it's a shade lighter and it makes it a lot lighter in the cabin. And with all new Skodas, it's a world of adventures when you open the petrol cap. You get an ice scraper and it doubles as a magnifying glass that Michael and I found out randomly. And don't forget, this model takes AdBlue too. Stepping round to the rear of the car, the first thing you'll notice is the Kodiaq has maintained its sporty yet off-roady appearance. It also has full LED rear lights. I do like this sporty insert here. You're reminded it's a Kodiaq and it's a 4x4 model. You've got a high-level brake light housed in a rear spoiler, shark fin aerial, parking sensors, and you can get a reversing camera too.
Stepping into the Kodiaq, it's a very nice place to be. The overall look is conservative, but it's very upmarket. This large infotainment screen, the soft materials just about everywhere you touch, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, the gloss plastics, and this inlay on the dash, along with the half-leather seats, gives it a really modern feel. When it comes to functionality, you have all-around electric windows, electrically operated heated door mirrors that are auto-dimming, automatic lights, your media controls, cruise control. The dials are nice and clear. In the centre you have a fuel computer. You have this large 9.2-inch touchscreen infotainment system that has sat-nav, DAB radio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You do also have a CD player and SD card reader in the glove box. You have dual zone automatic air conditioning, stop start, a 12-volt socket in USB, off-road mode, your different driving modes which controls your dynamic chassis, your electronic handbrake, stop start. There is no USB in the centre console here. That would have been nice to see. When it comes to practicality, I've got lots of headroom and lots of legroom. There's plenty of adjustment in the seat, everything is done manually, you even have lumbar support. The steering wheel has reach and height adjustment. You have decent sized door bins, which even have a bin in them. You do also have additional storage underneath both front seats, storage in the centre, a little area here for your phone, a secret glove box under this stylised panel, and a decent sized glove box. Overall, it's a really nice place to be. The high quality materials, the large infotainment screen, the added features with things like the bin and the umbrellas are a really nice touch. The kick plates give it an executive feel, whilst your driving modes give you a sporty yet comfortable drive. Stepping into the back of the car is nice and easy thanks to the raised ride height, the large door openings, and they open nice and wide as well. Once you're back here, I have lots of headroom and lots of legroom. 3 adults back here would actually be quite comfortable. One thing to note, this seat is set up for Ben, he's 6'3", and I've still got lots of space back here. These seats do slide, they also recline as well. There's Isofix points on both these outer seats, a pull down armrest with 2 cup holders, aircon, the 12-volt socket, you've got pockets on the back of the seats, large door bins, we even have sun blinds. The overall fit and finish back here is very nice, the trim lightens it up. There is 1 or 2 harder plastics if you reach lower down, but overall it's very nice. You do also have electric rear windows, and the privacy glass doesn't make it too dark back here. In fact, it's quite light and airy, even without a panoramic sunroof. Now, gaining access to the 3rd row of seats isn't too bad, even as a 6-foot adult. Space is a bit tight, my head is brushing against the ceiling and my knees are touching this central row of seats, but it really is designed for children. Adults are going to be fine on shorter journeys. You've got a window to look out, little storage points, you even get a little reading light. Coming around to the boot of the car, you do have a power tailgate. You can operate it using the key. Once you're back here, even with all 7 seats folded up, you have 270 litres of space on offer. That's about the same as a Volkswagen Polo. Once you fold all of the seats down, space increases to just over 2,000 litres. It's a really nice square space, there's no load lip, you're able to store the parcel shelf underneath the boot floor. This model even has a space saver spare wheel. Of course, one thing that does set the Kodiaq apart from the Kodiaq is the 2 additional seats in the boot. You do also have tethering hooks that fold out, a removable torch, and you are also able to operate the boot using the button inside the car. You can also use the button on the boot. There is also a 12-volt socket back here, and you can utilise the storage points on the armrests, which are for the rear seats.
What's the Skoda Kodiaq like to drive? Well, it's powered by a 2-litre TDI engine and it's got a 6-speed manual gearbox. It also has dynamic chassis control.
It also has 150 PS and 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's a very capable vehicle, isn't it?
It is. Like, the first thing I noticed driving it and also as a passenger is the raised ride height gives you a brilliant view of the road.
It's very commanding, isn't it? You do feel like, I can peer down on people.
That's it, you feel quite elevated in this car. I really enjoy it. It makes you feel very safe, very secure.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel wallowy, it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel too big in here.
Well, that's what I've noticed. It doesn't feel big when it's being manoeuvred. The smaller cars feel bigger, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, we have got parking sensors on the front and the back.
Yes.
The steering's very direct, I've found.
Yeah, especially when you start enabling the dynamic chassis control. I mean, it tightens up and loosens up according to how you're driving. Plus, it does things with the chassis, if I remember correctly, as well.
Well, the sport mode does assist in the, when you're trying to carry out some more spirited driving.
Yeah.
I think on the whole, this car handles very well. For the size of vehicle, on a back road, if you want to have some
small,
fun.
is it?
Oh, it definitely isn't. You can fit 7 people in here, and luggage, and you've even got the same size boot as a Volkswagen Polo, even with all the seats up.
Yeah. And then if you drop the seats, well, my word, it's colossal.
It's basically like a van.
Yeah. I think it's a very good looking vehicle. Skoda, well, the most recent Skoda vehicles are really starting to become lookers, aren't they?
They are, especially with a VRS model of
this. Oh.
Yeah, that's going to be really exciting to see.
I can't wait. Well, what was the model that I drove at Millbrook?
The Sportline.
Yeah, well, that that seemed punchy. It handled exceptionally well. Just imagine what the VRS is going to be like.
Well, I don't think that this 150 PS diesel feels underpowered.
It doesn't.
And it's very economical as well. In fact, I think it's one of the most economical cars we've tested.
Yeah, you don't expect that from a 7-seater, do you, SUV?
Like, I got near on the exact fuel economy that Skoda claim.
Yeah, you're about 0.2 under, weren't you?
Yeah, what I really can't complain about, because that was, you know, I wasn't on an economy run, that was just realistic driving.
Yeah.
So
that's what people want to hear, isn't it? They want to see what it actually gets. You can look at stats and figures, but if it's nowhere near, but yeah, amazed, to be honest.
Absolutely, and it doesn't feel slow on a motorway.
No.
There's plenty of torque.
It's probably very good for towing as well because of this torquey engine.
Well, it's fair to say that over the last week the weather has been pretty horrible here.
Yeah.
You know, it's been wet, it's been windy, it's been icy.
Yeah,
and
true autumn weather.
It's been a perfect contender.
Yeah. As we mentioned, this vehicle comes with dynamic chassis control. You've got a button down here just behind the gear stick, and you can also operate it through the infotainment system.
You do have sport mode, individual mode, eco mode, and normal mode, I believe. Oh, and snow mode.
And I think there's a comfort, isn't there?
Yes, and it does alter the car. You know,
the characteristics really do change. We're in performance mode, and realistically, we probably shouldn't be. So if Michael engages comfort mode for us, let's see what happens. Well, that's normal.
Oh.
Yes, but that's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. It makes
even normal felt far more.
It really makes a difference. It
Yeah,
really stiffens and loosens up the ride.
Yeah, it really does. But that's what you need, isn't it? I mean, you put it in performance, you don't want to be wallowy and rolly. Also, yeah, you can feel the difference in the steering wheel. You really can. What have we got? So, put it in sport now, and typically vehicle in front, but it can pull.
It really can.
And look at the handling.
Like, there's no roll at all.
No, it really does eliminate that roll. I mean, you get rolling comfort mode, but that's what you expect.
Well, that's it. It makes it more comfortable.
Yes. And well, there's no noise in the cabin to speak of, is there?
No,
road noise.
It's a very nice place to be. You know, the soft materials, the overall feel of quality is outstanding.
Yeah. The gear ratios on this gearbox are very good. Feels very solid. There's no notchiness, and the throw is what I would expect in an SUV.
I think it's shorter, to be fair. I'd expected something more like what you'd get in a hatchback. Like, usually cars of this size have, you know, they're quite notchy and clunky, but this definitely isn't.
No, it's very well refined.
You also have eco tips as well.
That's very good.
Saying that's how you do very well regardless in this car.
I know.
On economy.
Yeah, it tells you when to do things like put your car in neutral when you stop at a set of lights, and that way the start-stop can work. Things like that. Oh, pheasant!
Yes.
As you can see, we're on the country road, so we're having to meander around pheasants. Now, four-wheel drive comes in handy if you do have to go onto a grass verge.
It is very versatile. You know, when you've got, you know, grass verges and you're going on, you know, the little narrow tracks.
Well, it's like the one that we went up near Arnside, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was perfect. You put it in four-wheel drive, and if the descent's too much, you can feel the car pull back.
Yeah, on gravel tracks and bumpy roads, you really do notice it. It makes all the difference.
It does. It's a pity there's no snow, really. That would have been really fun.
You have also got all-round disc brakes, so you have no problem in thinking that this car's going to stop.
Yeah, it's very good on the brakes.
I think, on the whole, the Kodiaq is a perfect all-rounder. It offers a comfortable ride, lots of space, an engaging ride for this size of vehicle.
It's just like a bigger Kodiaq, isn't it?
That's it. You know, very good economy. I don't really have any complaints.
I have no complaints. I really do like it. The way it drives, the way it performs, I mean, I can't remember the exact 0 to 60, but
It's about 10 seconds.
yeah,
just
which
under.
it doesn't feel like that though, does it? And I'm assuming between the gears, or through the gears, as it were,
It's faster.
it feels a lot quicker, doesn't it?
And of course, if that's not fast enough for you, then you have got the VRS coming.
And you've got a range of other engines as well, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got petrols, diesels,
Yeah.
manual, and the DSG.
The dials are very easy to read. You've got the fuel computer, as Michael mentioned, you've got the eco tips on there, but you've also got the fuel economy and some other interesting attributes as well.
And visibility is very good. You get a good view out of the windows. They're nice and large, and as well as that great driving position.
Yeah, the strange thing is, the big windows, but it still has a really good roofline as well.
Yeah, it still
Looks the part.
Yeah, it's economical, it drives well, it's practical. What more can you want?
It is.
What's our verdict of the Skoda Kodiaq?
Well, as you can see, we're starting to lose light, but we're halfway up a mountain, and it's been perfect, hasn't it? Hasn't it coped with everything we've thrown at it?
It definitely has. The four-wheel drive, gives it a bit of go anywhere antics.
And dynamic chassis control allows you to actually comfortably move around.
Well, that's it. It's very comfortable. It's a great car to drive. It offers a sporty drive.
Certainly does.
It's very practical. You can fit 7 people in here, luggage, and it's very well equipped as well.
Well, one thing that really amazed me is the economy. I mean, what was it for combined?
I think, well, even with realistic motorway driving, I got 51.2 mpg.
And they claim something like 51.4?
Yeah, exactly. We got dead on
Spot
the
on.
economy.
Yeah.
There is a range of engines and gearboxes on offer as well. Petrols, diesels, manual and a DSG.
And you can get 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive.
I think this model at just under £36,000 is a bargain as well.
It is. Well, it's immense, but it is Skoda's first large SUV, isn't it?
It is, and it's also Euro NCAP 5.
And with its clever Skoda bits, like the ice scraper and the umbrella in the door, it really does think outside the box.
It definitely sets it apart. If you're in the market for a 7-seater SUV, then it's definitely worth taking a look at the Skoda Kodiaq.
Certainly is.
For more great impartial car reviews, please subscribe to Planet Auto. If you have any questions about the Kodiaq, then leave it in the comment section below.
Thank you.